Hello Tech Club members, this is Mr. Pransky again, and I wanted to put together a video here to show you how to create a new page in Google Sites and also how to edit that page. And then we're going to finish the video off by adding some content to it using some of the projects that you've done in Google Drawing. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I've gone ahead and I've logged into my daughter's Google Site page. So yours should look pretty similar to this. Up at the top of the page, there's a few different buttons. The one we're going to use to edit our page is the one with the little pen here. You can see as I hover over it, it tells me that allows me to edit the page. So I click on that, and when I do, you see you get some little boxes here that you're able to make some changes to. This top box is listed home. I'm going to keep that as it is. And then I have a box down here below. Typically on a home page, this is the first page that anyone's going to see when they come to your web page, and you want to type some sort of friendly message to that person or just tell them a little bit about your page so they know what it is. I've already typed up some things that I can use, and I'm going to have you type something similar in your text box down below. Since this is sort of my daughter's site, I wrote, "Hello, my name is Micah. Welcome to my Tech Club webpage. Here you will find links to some of the projects I have created in the Tech Club." Okay, so you can type your message and make it customized as you would like it to be. While you are working on your editing, you also notice that we have some tools up here that are very similar to a word processor, where you can change font sizes, you can change fonts, you can make things bold, you can change the text color. There's lots of options here. You can make it centered if you want. For right now, we're going to keep this pretty simple. We may add to this a little later, but first thing I want you to do is make sure you type in a little message there. Okay, go ahead and pause this video, and then when you're done doing that, we'll go ahead and continue. Okay, hopefully you're done making your changes. You'll see I changed the font color and the font itself a little bit, made it a little bit bigger from before we paused. So let's go ahead and talk about the next thing. What we want to do is we want to save what we've done so far. So if you go up to the top here, you notice we don't have those buttons that we had before, but there is a save button. If you click that, then we go back to the original setup where we have edit page and add new page and so forth. Okay, so to do the next step, what we want to do is we want to add a new page. Here we have an icon that has a paper with a plus sign, and if I hover over it, it says create page. Let's go ahead and click create page. And then it wants you to name that page. And since we already have some things that we've worked on in the club, we're going to create a page to sort of show off some of that stuff we've done. This first page you're going to type is going to be all about me. Okay, so I'm going to name it all about me. And then it's going to give you some other choices here. It wants you to select a template. Let's just keep it as web page. And then it wants to know, where do you want to put this? Do you want to put it at the top level? Do you want to put it under home? We're going to keep it at the top level for right now. So no changes really need to be done here. All you need to do is type all about me and then click create. Let's see what that does. Okay, so we'll notice that now over at the left side we have home, which is where we typed before, and if I click all about me again, now I have something similar to what I had on our home page, but it's kind of blank. Okay, so here we are at Micah's all about me page. What we want to do first on this page is we want to make it so it allows us to edit. So we need to go up to the top, go to the pencil where it says edit page, and we click on that. When we do that, you can see it makes our title editable for that page, and then we get an edit box here that we can go ahead and make changes to. And that's where we're going to add our image that we created in our project we did the first month, where we made an all about me poster using Google Drawing. So what we need to do is click in that box, make sure your cursor is blinking in that space, and we need to go over here to insert. When we go to insert, you see we get 3 columns of options. We get image over here under common, gadgets, and Google. All right, what we want to do is not go to image here, but over here under Google, there's an option to go to Google Drive. And you can see there's also an option for Google Drawing. What I'm going to do before I do that is actually I'm going to slide my window down here. I know this is going to limit what you can see a little bit, but I want to make sure I am not showing anybody's information. So I'm going to go to Google Drive, Google Drawing, and once I do that, I'll move it up slightly. Okay. Once I do that, you see we get it automatically goes and looks in your Google Drive for any pictures that you have in there. Now you should have not only your pictures but also anybody else's pictures who are shared with you, so you can see theirs as well. What we want to do is find yours that you did, and if you need help doing that, one thing you can do is you can type in a search word here. So I can type in Micah, and then I think from here I can actually pull this up so you can see it all. So it found that picture, and it wants to know if I want to insert that particular picture. I would not change anything here about your title unless it's got your last name in it. If it's got your last name in it, delete your last name. Just make sure it has your first name in it somewhere. All right. And then it also gives you options about the size of the image. Now sizes are always measured, generally measured in pixels. All right, those are the little dots that make up a picture. And the more pixels it has, the bigger that picture is. So 300 by 400 is a pretty good size. It's about half of a normal web page. We can actually make it a little bit bigger just to demonstrate this, but you have to be kind of careful. Like if I go and I change the height to 800 and then I don't change the width, what I'm going to end up having is a really tall, squished picture, and we don't want to do that. You want to keep everything in proportion. So an easy way to do this is to just either double or triple your numbers. That way you make sure you have the right proportions. So if I double 300, doing a little math here, that's 600 pixels. And if I double 400, 400 doubled is 800. So I'm still going to have an image that's going to look right like I created it, but it's just going to be bigger. Okay. So I want you to try to change it to 600 by 800 and then click Save. All right. You'll see that the image drops in that space, but you can't see it. It's kind of like grayed out. It does have the title here. I want to point out before I click Save some other things that you can do here. One that you might want to do with your image is you might want to align it differently. You can align it left, you can align it center, or you can align it right. I'm going to choose to align it center. Honestly, we have it filled up in that space so much it doesn't make a big difference, but I just think it'll look better that way. Okay, and then you also have some other options about, you know, if you want to type text around it or something like that, you can have the text wrap around it in different ways or not. And then you can also go back to your properties, and if you don't like the way you sized it, you can change the sizing as well. So that gets you back to that menu. If you want to delete it altogether, you click on this little X box and that removes it. Okay, so I'm going to click Save here, and we should see our image pop into that space. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so here's kind of what her page looks like. I had to make her one since she didn't have one, but you get the idea. Yours is probably fancier than that. So it dropped it right into her page. It's all about me. All right, so I'm going to have you repeat the same steps that we did here and insert your t-shirt drawing that you did. Okay, so if you don't remember what we did, go back to the beginning of the video and it will remind you the steps. All right, and good luck with that.